film.
Right, hello.
Hello.
0 viewers. Welcome to this Birdsnatch pre-release live chat discussion interview thing with myself and CJ Cummings. I'm obviously Mark Ryan. There's Chris.
Hello. I'm Chris.
Lovely orange background.
Really bright background. Yellow skin.
So this is just a chat for us to kind of talk about Birdsnatch, our first book, which is out. This beautiful little thing here. Birdsnatch.
I'll show my copy as well. There we go. I need to remember that I don't show up unless I talk, so you have to keep reminding me of that.
I will.
Cool.
And our series, A Tale Told Twice, which Birdsnatch is the first book in. And yeah, it's just going to be us talking about lots of stuff surrounding that, really.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a list to follow, so we're not sat in silence for too long. But yeah, it's just going to be about the book release and future plans for the Tale Told Twice series and what we're working on separately and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and share the link around, so if you want to start on the one.
Yeah. If you haven't seen them already, both of us, Mark on his channel that you're watching now, and on my channel, Chris Torrey 2027, we both put videos up recently talking about the book release and little bits about how it came about and stuff. But we'll be sort of just elaborating on that in this chat and telling you about other stuff we've got planned, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, remember that we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
I
we've
missed
both
any?
got separate blogs as well. You've been posting stuff on your blog, haven't you, recently? The lists.
Yeah. I've got my blog. You've done a video. You did an article on villains in literature.
Yeah, that's on the Cinephiliacs thing. Any links will be left below the video, I think, afterwards only.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And also, of course, we're on Goodreads. If you don't know about Goodreads and you like reading, you need to go check out Goodreads.
Yeah, Goodreads is amazing. We've got all you have to do is search Birdsnatch, and if you're a member, you can add it to a want to buy list or already bought list or currently reading or whatever, and just it helps us as well if you're adding it to your shelf. It just gives us more visibility on the website and stuff.
And also, it's got a recommendation engine that rivals Amazon.
Yeah.
In that it's aimed just at books, and once you've liked, I think it's 50 books or rated 50 books, might even be 15. It starts giving you personal recommendations of books you might like. So that's good. And there's regular giveaways. There's a trivia quiz that's always ongoing. There's all sorts. Talk to the authors on there. A lot of authors are very responsive on the website. They'll talk to people. Yeah,
that's a really cool thing about it is that if you've got an author you really like, you can add them as friends on there and actually have a discussion with them about stuff, which is cool. Speaking of giveaways, we've actually got a giveaway up. If you're in the UK, it's UK only at the minute. We're going to work on getting worldwide giveaways in the future, but if you're in the UK, you can win a copy of Birdsnatch. Or you can enter to win a copy of it, and it's free and easy to do. Just go to the Birdsnatch page, and there should be a little link. Yeah.
Yep. So it's a bit weird at the moment because we're talking to nobody, but
yeah. But if you're watching the video back,
so yeah, if you're watching the video back, then awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, where did you want to start?
Well, we'll talk a bit about Birdsnatch. Maybe could talk about what it's about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We should probably introduce A Tale Told Twice first.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah.
Right. So me and Chris basically we've known each other for over a year now, and we met through YouTube. just commenting on each other's videos, and found out that we both had a ton of stuff in common. It was creepy.
Yeah.
It just kept happening. Each video where we mentioned things, we ended up being more things that we had in common. One of the coolest ones being that we both absolutely adore the Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, not many people you hear talk about that movie.
No, exactly, and it's just, we love that. So we bonded over that, been chatting on Facebook, and then it came up that we were both aspiring writers. And I can't for the life of me remember what prompted it. I think we were just talking about collaborating on something.
Yeah, it was just sort of just talking out loud about possibly doing something down the line. I think it kind of grew.
Yeah, I think we were trying to work on like writing a story together, but being like 200 miles away from each other,
Yeah,
would be a lot. The logistics of it would be very, very hard to do. So we came up with the idea of doing a story each, and putting them in a book.
Yeah, using I think we decided before the actual series thing came up, it was just meant to be a single collaboration, and we thought, think of a title that sticks, that you can take in various directions and surprise people with.
Yeah.
And Birdsnatch came up as a word when we were just having a random conversation, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, it was just a case of, we said, well, let's go away and see what we come up with, and we'll come back to each other when we've got a fully formed idea and story. We did that. I think at the time we were both, I don't think either of us had something we were seriously working on.
No, I think, did it come after NaNoWriMo, after we'd been sort of playing around with that, was it? Or was it around that time, maybe?
Could have been around the same kind of time, because I think I wrote some of Birdsnatch during NaNoWriMo.
Yeah, so I think we were both really eager to write something and focus on something, but we didn't necessarily have that at the time until this came up, maybe.
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations about how we struggle with our own self-motivation on how to write, and that when you're the only one pushing you along, it's easy to give up. And it felt right and fitted right for us to both kind of encourage each other and push each other along.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have got a solo book done as quickly if it hadn't been for Mark supporting me through it, and really helped both of us to have that sort of bouncing ideas off each other all the time. So
yeah, it was, as soon as I started writing Birdsnatch, we both had a fully formed story, and sorry, Ellie's crawling across the floor. She's on camera, so
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're not now. She's on the floor pissing herself now. There you go. She's gone past at the bottom. You can just.
It wouldn't be a Dingbat Dollface video without a cameo.
Exactly. And what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought now.
Something about had a fully formed idea before we started.
Yeah, once we both had fully formed ideas, we shared them with each other, and right there. And we were shocked that we'd both come up with a kind of superhero / supervillain theme in our stories, without there was no indication with each other at all about what the other one was writing about. It was purely based on what Birdsnatch put in our heads.
Yeah, it was really strange. We had Birdsnatch to go off as a word, which isn't really a word. It's just it puts a different idea in anyone's head, and then for us to both have sort of a similar idea, which turned into something completely different as a story. But I mean, yeah, that was really interesting. But
and then we just went with it. I went away and designed a cover with Chris's help. He doesn't admit that he had much to do with it, but he did.
I didn't really have anything to do with it, apart from just saying how much I liked it. But
you had lots to do with it. We'd have lots of hangouts where I'd share the screen with him and go through on my editing program, moving things about and getting things just right. So we've got, obviously, this is the front cover here, with the split down the middle, and then both a story on each side. So obviously we've got the bird for Chris's story and the badge for my story.
Yeah.
And then on the back we have our A Tale Told Twice logo. And obviously synopsis of both stories, and a notice because we have 2 short stories in it as well that aren't related to Birdsnatch. And yeah, once we both loved the idea of the cover, love how it turned out, went through the self-publishing route and got our proofs, which I just showed you, and yeah, Birdsnatch was born.
Yeah, the end sort of came together really quickly. Like, it went from being a story on a document to being a book in our hand fairly quickly. Like, very, very quickly, it felt like. But it was amazing to see our first book in the flesh, kind of.
Yeah, it's very weird feeling.
Yeah. But I mean, it was after, I don't know at what point did we think of the A Tale Told Twice being a series. It was during writing the story, I think. While we were writing Birdsnatch, we thought the actual concept of taking a title and each writing a story based on it shouldn't really end with one story.
Yeah, I think we the main reason we were looking at like having an overarching thing, so not like a press, but just like a umbrella term for the book, just in case, because we really enjoyed writing these together.
Yeah.
And we thought maybe we'd be able to do more in the future. We have no scheduled plans or anything. It's something that could happen in the future. We could dip into it. So we were coming up with A Tale Told Twice, and it was a thing that we could both put on the spine, and that would be it. And then that kind of just grew into a series idea, which just grew into more and more story ideas we had, and titles and images, and
just endless ideas coming out of our heads, really, isn't
it? Yeah, it just grew. I mean, there's lots of stuff in both of our solo works. We've both got collections coming out at some point. Chris is sooner than mine, and the stuff in my solo work definitely that's been inspired by our conversations about Birdsnatch and A Tale Told Twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely. Ooh, what happened there? That was weird. Ooh, I'm really laggy.
Oh.
Silly connection.
It might just sort itself out.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, because we've got planned, haven't we? We've got 5 books.
Yeah, once Birdsnatch is out, and we're already writing the second book. There's an article going to be up soon on a blog in which we're going to be revealing the title of the second book, which I'm going to try very hard not to say in this video. Yeah, and then we've got book 3, 4, and 5 already laid out title-wise and concept-wise. We've even got some ideas for what the stories are going to be. So we've got a lot of stuff planned.
Yeah, I think we've got the 5th book. We've got a running idea with it that it's going to be 20 short stories, 10 each.
Yeah.
So there'll be 10 stories with the same name. Well, 20.
Yeah, 10 titles and 2 stories per title. So it's 10 tales told twice, 20 stories. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. You say it much better than me.
I speak to myself a lot in the shower. That's why. Yeah.
Why in the shower?
It's less weird than covered.
So we're excited about that, and I think we both see Birdsnatch as a kind of not Birdsnatch, sorry, A Tale Told Twice as it's a place where we can both experiment with our writing and try different genres and different styles of writing, and maybe try things we wouldn't be confident to try on their own.
Yeah, think a good thing about it as well, because Birdsnatch is like 60 pages each for our stories.
Yeah.
So you can take a concept that might not work as a 300, 400 page novel, and you can make a good sort of novella-sized story out of it, or a 60-page story out of it. And I think it opens up a lot more doors for our ideas and stuff. But genre-wise, we've, I don't know, got loads of different genres going on.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got Birdsnatch itself is a bizarre sci-fi tales.
Yeah.
The second book for me is a kind of fantasy,
Yeah.
kind of a dark fantasy. And for Chris, it's kind of urban fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, like fantasy adventure maybe. So completely different to the first book, which has been the whole point really of it, is that we can sort of switch things up every time if we want to.
We hope people will enjoy all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're definitely gonna read like stories written by us. But there is no tie between one and the other.
No, so yeah, that's another thing to mention, is that even though it's a series, it's not a linking series. So the second book won't have any relation story-wise to Birdsnatch and so on.
Yeah. So, I mean, the third book for me, currently, the plan is a full-on comedy story.
Yeah.
Whereas I think with Chris's, it's a sci-fi.
Yeah, it's kind of so maybe adult sort of twist and turny science fiction. A lot of mine is probably going to be fantasy or sci-fi, but there's so much you can do with those genres that you can set one in space and you can set one underground and they're still under the same genre. So
yeah, sci-fi is so wide, same as with fantasy.
Yeah.
There's not many sci-fi books that you wouldn't call fantasy, and there aren't many fantasy books that probably don't touch on sci-fi. If it isn't like set in medieval times, it's probably sci-fi.
Yeah. There's so many overlaps, and we usually end up, there's usually some sort of other genre in there as well, like bizarre sci-fi with Birdsnatch. But yours had sort of this investigation, maybe even crime element to it, and mine had maybe this road trip coming of age thing to it. I mean, there's always something extra in there, because that's just how we enjoy writing, and we enjoy reading stuff that mixes a lot of things in as well.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, I think we're both writing things that we would enjoy to read.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, the first book was marketed as Bizarro, and we're fine with that. We love the Bizarro, but I don't think we're Bizarro authors.
No.
I think we're more weird fiction authors. We're not going out there to offend and shock people. If we do, great. It's a nice response. But that's not the aim. We want to tell stories. We want to tell tales about things that couldn't possibly happen or are just damn fun to read about.
Yeah. I'd like to be somewhere bordering weird fiction and dark fantasy and science fiction. Just there's plenty of authors that are just in the middle of that and doing crazy things. So
yeah, if we had to be a bit big-headed and a bit head in the clouds kind of thing, I think we're both kind of looking of not in fame terms, but in style terms, somewhere between like Neil Gaiman, Christopher Moore, Joe Hill, China Miéville kind of area.
Yeah. If we were to pick a genre where we might sit in our minds, I think that'd be right. But yeah, they're definitely inspirations. Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Pretty big inspirations on how I write.
Yeah, that's definitely for me.
Yeah. You'll talk a little bit about the reviews that we've had so far, because we did send out quite a lot of advanced copies to bloggers and reviewers.
Yeah, we're amazed with the response, if we're honest. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely blew us away. I think we're currently sat with 17 pre-release reviews on Goodreads, and our rating is 4.59.
Yeah, 4.59 out of 5 from 17 reviews as just it's shut. And there's more reviews on Amazon that aren't on Goodreads, that
Yeah,
5-star reviews and stuff. It's just blown both of us away.
it's
Basically.
insane. And these are people that we have no connection with, and we've just contacted and said, look, you like these type of books on your blog? Would you fancy an advanced copy for a review? And tell us what you think. An honest review. No one's been paid. No one's been bribed.
No, we've not threatened anybody.
I threatened a few people, but that was nothing to do with the book.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's absolutely blown us away. People have really got behind the story and really picked up on things. And weirdly, I think Chris will agree with me in that, but I think we both think that one of our weaker points in writing is our endings, wrapping things up. And weirdly, with the reviews that have come through, they're some of the people's favorite parts about our stories are the endings.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed in a lot of the reviews, that our endings seem quite popular. I really struggle to end things sometimes. I'm happy with the endings for both. I think both of the endings are really good for Birdsnatch. But it's a lot harder to end something than start something. And yeah, it's really cool that people actually connected with the endings for both of the stories without giving anything away. It's
yeah, they're both very enjoyable endings.
Yeah,
if you're a bit sick.
yeah. Well, something to point out as well is if you read Birdsnatch and it's a bit maybe too weird or graphic or whatever, the next story might not be. That's the thing about the series, is that the next one might be completely different.
The likelihood is it will be completely different.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what else to say apart from that, but I just don't expect that every story is going to be the same tone and the same style, really.
I mean, the way we're looking at A Tale Told Twice, the likelihood is that through the process of each story we write and get out there, we're going to change as writers.
Yeah,
it
always growing. Yeah.
It may be that type of story in Birdsnatch, we may never write anything like that again.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to release stuff we're not proud of.
No, definitely not.
So it's never going to be anything we're not proud of. But if through writing it, we might learn that it's not a style that we particularly want to do. Or it may be something we take things away from.
Yeah, like I know from Birdsnatch, there's certain things that I definitely want to use, certain devices and styles that I want to use in the future. And I also learned that maybe some things aren't things I want to repeat just because I think it works once and doesn't need to happen again, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a single thing that we'd put out there for people to read that we weren't, proud of, like you said.
The weirdest thing with me with Birdsnatch is that everyone seems to have picked up on the crime, like procedural crime element of mine, and that's a genre I have absolutely zero personal interest in. Don't like crime TV shows. Don't like crime novels. Yeah. I'm not interested in true crime. I'm not interested in detectives and stuff. The closest I get to crime is Bones, and that's not to do with the crime element. That's to do with the bone element.
Yeah,
bodies and stuff. So it's a really good way of us learning about ourselves as writers and what we are successful at doing as well. So I think it's definitely the one thing I can guarantee. If you pick up Birdsnatch when it releases on Tuesday, you'll definitely get two completely different stories. You'll definitely get two completely different feels of what's in the book. The short stories, again, we got two short stories in there. Chris's is just, it's not like anything I've read before. We'll talk about each other's writing further on in the video, but and mine is a straightforward horror, really.
That's another cool thing as well. If you're buying Birdsnatch and you've read two peculiar sci-fi stories, and then you go on to the short stories, those are completely different as well. They're not even the same genre. Like, even the short stories are different. So there's something in there not going to say for everyone, but for a good amount of people, I'd say there's something that I imagine would appeal to quite a lot of fans of different genres in that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, in the future, the books we release, the short stories may be linked into that book's main story.
Yeah.
But the likelihood is that like they'd be a side character doing something, or they'd be something that happened in the same mythology or universe that has no link into the storyline.
Yeah.
But with this one, it was a case of we wanted to put things in that show our other strengths as writers. And with Chris, personally, one of my favorite things about his writing is he manages to keep heart and humanity within like weird shit going on. It's not just you're not just reading about weird shit because weird shit's happening. There is heart there. There are people there. There are people that you're rooting for or you're watching things happen to, and they feel like people. And his short story, The Light, I think it's called. I'm sure it's called The Light. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's a perfect microcosm of what his writing's like.
That's really kind. Well, while we're saying that, my favourite part of Mark's writing, that if you read his Birdsnatch, you will just the thing that stood out to me, possibly above everything else, was I don't know, it was like you were watching a film and the focus now and again shifted to the edges of the screen, and you were kind of wanting the camera to move a little bit to the right or the left so you could see things that you weren't really supposed to see. And that's something that I've always loved about Mark's writing, is that there's so much more going on than you're even getting in the story. It's like I've never read any other author that writes in that style before. And
no.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Get all gushy here.
We needed to gush a little bit.
Yeah.
Sploosh.
What would you want to talk about next then, Christopher?
Well, we've covered the reviews and the plot and the Tale Told Twice.
We haven't covered the plot.
Oh, well, we'll do the plot then for Birdsnatch. Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Your story's first in the book, so you go first.
Yeah, mine, if you buy the book on September 1st on Tuesday, or if you've already got the book, the first
available book, on Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon worldwide, I believe, but definitely the US and the UK. The first story in it is my story, and it's, I don't know, science fiction, weird story about a character who is demented a little bit, struggling with himself, middle-aged, a little bit disgusting. But
struggles with himself a bit too much.
Yeah. And he decides he wants to sort of go out into the world and sort of stick his middle finger up at the people that turn their back on him a little bit. And this is all happening when the world is supposedly supposed to be ending, and you also follow a teenage girl who has decided she doesn't want to go the same route as everybody else as far as preparing for the apocalypse. And it turns into sort of a road story between two characters that don't have anything really in common apart from the fact that they did not follow the rest of humanity. And yeah, a coming of rage tale, it says on the back of the book, and that's good. I think that's a pretty good brief idea of what it is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I like that saying, even if I do say so ourselves. I think it's a really good story, and I think the characters in it are fucking mental. There's a I'll say character because that won't give it away then, in it that's just, it's going to be the top toy at Christmas.
Yeah, the top toy that is returned to Woolworths in January.
Yeah, so my story, which comes after Chris's, is a little bit less in your face. I think it's a bit slower.
Yeah, you managed to get a hold of subtlety, whereas I apparently dropped that in the sewer or something.
No. I'm just not as good at creating sickos.
Maybe.
So yeah, mine is basically plastic surgery has become more popular than it is now already, and that the first government, they decided not to police it. So kind of black market, private kind of plastic surgeons started to take on projects that were medical, so cosmetic. People wanting bigger lips, bigger boobs, all sorts of things. And this led to it not being policed properly and checked and no standards. And it became so obsessive that these botched surgeries have started to create villains, criminals, who are using their, I suppose, mutations as a way of committing crimes. And we follow a woman called Faye Critchley, who is suddenly recruited into a task force to take down a new, they're called P-Civs. And yeah, it gets a bit disgusting. And you get to meet the motley crew of officers, of which are quite interesting in themselves. And yeah, I can't really go into much more because it gets a bit crazy towards the end. But it's definitely weird.
Yeah, I think it crosses a lot of different genres, really, because you've already said it's like mystery, maybe, and crime, and fantasy, sci-fi, bizarro. Yeah, and the characters are also in my stories, like the team of people who have been tasked into sort of sorting this issue out are just so different from each other that you want to kind of want a spin-off of each character. Like, yeah, it's hard to say much more about each story without giving too much away, because they're not
long
enough that we could give a massive amount away without spoiling stuff.
Yeah. And the big, in short stories, the big thing is usually the hook and the main thing. And if we told you about that, then there'd be no point you reading it.
Yeah. So, yeah, just know that you're getting two stories with the same title that are very different, but have kind of little common things going on. Now and again, you might pick up on little things that are similar, but
I think if you like one, you'll like the other.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing going through. They may be completely different stories, but we both read a lot of the same stuff. We both enjoy the same movies, the same music, the same authors.
Yeah.
So I think,
yeah, if your inspirations are sort of similar, then the way that you create is going to have similarities as well. I think that stories.
I mean, if we cut it down, we both love horror, weird movies, movies with heart, and movies that try things that are different. We both love music ranging from heavy metal through to folk.
Yeah.
From elements of heavy metal can just clear your head and also block out shit. Folk songs are 90% storytelling anyway.
Yeah.
And we both read stuff completely along the line from like Joe Hill, who himself writes horror and fairy tale stuff, Neil Gaiman, through to like Christopher Moore, which is a lot more funny, and Carlton Mellick, who's obviously Bizarro.
Yeah.
So just from that kind of thing, we have the same kind of octopus of inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think it's, and then there's little things that we like separately as well, which kind of give each thing some difference as well. So I don't know. I think they complement each other really well.
Yeah, I do. I do. I really like them together. I think they both benefit from having the other one next to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what Birdsnatch is about. And if we haven't said it, I think we've said it. It is out September 1st, which is Tuesday. It's on Amazon, and it will be available in paperback and ebook. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. So if you're a member of Kindle Unlimited, you can get the book free, basically.
And I think the price at release is in the UK, it's £5.76 for a paperback. In the US, it's $8.99 for the paperback. And then I think in the UK, I think it's 99p in the UK for a Kindle copy and 99 cents in the US for a Kindle copy.
Yeah.
So it's not, yeah.
Make it really, haven't we? It wasn't.
Yeah, this isn't a money-making scheme for us in any sense. We're not looking at. This is purely a creative, artistic output for us.
Yeah.
We're literally just covering our costs with it, which is fine with us. We're not looking at making money through it.
No, it's just our way to dip our toe into different things and, yeah, just get our work out there and work together on stuff which we enjoy doing.
Yeah. And hopefully other people do too. I mean, the reviews we've had are amazing. We hope that if anyone does pick it up on Tuesday or any time after that, if you could post a review to Amazon, that would be amazing. If you could post a review on Goodreads, that would be even more incredible. It takes 2 seconds to sign up.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if you're reading a lot, you'll love that site anyway.
Yeah.
At the very least, send us a picture with you with your book, and we can share that up on Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
The links for all of our social media stuff will be below. Some of it is under Birdsnatch, some of it's under A Tale Told Twice, and then we've got our own blogs which are under our own channel names, and our YouTube channels are our own names. So it can be a bit confusing, but pretty much if you go to Google and you search Birdsnatch or A Tale Told Twice, you will find something related to the book. And if you want,
let's go.
If you want the latest news, the best place for you to find out things will be the A Tale Told Twice Facebook.
Yeah.
That's where everything gets posted first, and then everything gets shared on from there. So everything is guaranteed to be posted on that Facebook.
Yeah, so anything to do with future titles, a second book cover release and title release, and any articles or reviews, anything is on that. Yeah.
Because I mean, recently with the 10-day countdown for the book being released on my blog, or our blog, me and my wife's Dingbat and Dollface .wordpress.com, I've been doing each day a countdown of weird stuff. So like the 10th day was top 10 weirdest ruins. Yesterday was top 4 weirdest foods, which is a bit grim.
Like weirdest kids' toys.
Weirdest kids' toys. Yeah, hairy baby.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really fun little lists of images that are strange, and they're leading towards a release. So I think, and there's been a nice response on people clicking on those. See people.
Yeah. And then on Chris and his partner's blog, christoria2027.wordpress.com. That's right, isn't it? Yeah,
that one's got a Birdsnatch review on it, and the Cinephiliacs movie blog is where the
article,
is. Yeah. So there's plenty to do that we've done, and other people's blogs have reviews on. And there should be some more reviews coming up from different blogs that have been in touch with us. So.
As far as the second book we've got, we're both in the thick of writing that.
Yeah.
Chris is going to struggle not to say the name because
I'm doing all right so far.
We talk to each other about it all the time, and of course we use it just in passing conversation. But we've got our title sorted for it. We've got our cover sorted for it. We've got our stories are well underway. I think the preliminary. Yeah, I said it correctly. The preliminary release window for that is going to be the start of next year, we think. If it ends up being sooner, but you'll definitely find out if you go and like the Facebook. So yeah, we're enjoying doing that. They are both wildly different from Birdsnatch.
Yeah. I'd say if I was going to talk a little bit about mine without giving anything away, it is completely different to Birdsnatch. I think it'll appeal to younger viewers, whereas Birdsnatch is not for younger readers. So younger readers will probably enjoy the second book. It nearly happened then. I nearly said it. yeah, it's an adventure fantasy story, and I think it's going to have a different appeal. And same with yours.
Yeah, mine's more of a. I think it helps on mine if you're a late 80s, 90s kid, because there's a lot of nods to things I enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
But mine's just kind of a fantasy, but not swords or sandals. I don't do that. I don't do medieval fantasy. Mine's like a modern fantasy, fantastical, weird stuff.
Urban-ish. What do you say?
Urban fish?
Ish.
Mine's an urban fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Your story is an urban fish. That's what
our second story is titled Urban Fish.
People will think that now. It's not.
It's not, no. Yeah, so I'm enjoying writing it. Characters are a bit weird in it, so that's always good. And yeah, I don't have a clue what our short stories are going to be yet. There's a chance that they might be from forthcoming collections from us both, or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're not sure.
But yeah,
each book.
The second.
I think we're going forward with each book having the bonus short story each, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep that. I like that. I like the fact that you're getting 4 stories.
Yeah.
For cheaper than 1 book.
Yeah.
And it means that there's more chance that someone will enjoy something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so we're excited about that. If it ends up coming out sooner, that's what happens. It depends if we pull our fingers out our butts and get on with it. With the process of self-publishing Birdsnatch, the second book is that part of the process will be a lot quicker because we've learned the ins and outs now. We know what we're doing. A lot of the stuff's been pre-prepared. We've done the cover. We did the cover before we even finished writing the stories. There's promo work I've already started. Yeah, so hopefully you'll enjoy. If you pick up Birdsnatch, you'll enjoy as well.
Yeah.
And as far as what we've got coming out, this is where I hand over to Chris for shameless plug hour.
Oh, for solo stuff, you mean?
Yes. No, I just want you to dance for an hour naked.
Oh, that would not be enjoyable for anybody.
For me.
Except you. Yeah, as far as stuff we're doing, apart from A Tale Told Twice, apart from our collaboration stuff, which a lot of our focus is on, we've got other stuff coming out. I've got a short story anthology called Shards, which will probably be out in the next couple of months, maybe sooner, I'm not sure. It's right at the end of the planning stage and everything, so it's basically just waiting on kind of being made, really. So it's just the cover's done, everything, all the stuff inside's been through about 1,000 edits, and yeah, the point of it is that it's my attempt at writing. There's 20 stories in it, and it ranges from sci-fi and fantasy to life stories and fairy tales and war stories and horror. I've tried to write things contemporary. There's in romance in there. I've tried to write things from so many different genres to just test myself, but also give an idea of what my writing's like, basically. So, but that will also be up on Amazon eventually in ebook and paperback, and yeah, but all that will be shared on. If you go to Facebook there and search Shards, a short story anthology, you'll find a Facebook page, and you can like it if you want to. So.
No, you will like it under pain of death.
Yeah, to that too. Yeah.
Because I guarantee that you'll love it if you check it out. Chris is an amazing writer, and I haven't written anything from him I haven't liked yet. So,
thank you.
I'm definitely going to be picking up a copy, and I will be pimping the shit out of it. Not just because he's my mate. I mean, that's part of it, because obviously he is. But no, it's because it's an amazing book, and yeah, I'm very honoured that I get to read an advanced copy. So I'll be able to know all of the greatness before any of you.
If you're wondering as well, the short story of mine that's in Birdsnatch is the first story that you get in Shards, because that was kind of the reason we put those short stories in Birdsnatch. They're both from our respective anthologies that are coming out. So, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
What's next then, Christopher?
Do you want to talk about yours a bit, maybe?
There's not much to say about mine. As far as I know, my short story collection, my solo work, is currently working title is not quite right. I have about 15 stories in various stages of completion. So they're all over the place in style and format and stuff. There's a few poems in there. There's some stuff based on like very obscure mythology. There's some stories that are quite fluffy around the edges, so they're a bit weird. There's some stories that are just mental. Yeah, I'm basically just having fun with it. I mean, if I don't write things I'm not having fun with, then I just don't see the point.
No.
My short story collections will always be hit or miss with people. There's going to be stuff in there that you just don't enjoy, but there's going to be stuff that hopefully you'll absolutely love. On top of that, I have started working on a modern fantasy novel, potential series, currently called, well, I don't have a name for the series, but the first book's called The Barefooted Oarsman, which massive world building and mythology and stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to get that off the ground, but that's going to take a while because it's long and it needs a lot of work. And also there is I've got a Bizarro novel novella I'm working on, which is probably going to be a solo release and probably going to be on its own, called the Amish Coconut Crabs of the Big Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out. And then, yeah.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Lucha Livingstone, which is going to be a 3 novella series based on a Indiana Jones-like explorer who goes to deepest, darkest South America and ends up having to wrestle as a lucha. And yeah, the first novella will follow him becoming a lucha. The second novella will follow him being a lucha, and the third novella will follow him in his retirement back in London, trying to counsel people using his knowledge of lucha libre.
Fantastic.
I don't know when that's going to be coming out. Like I say, like Chris said, my main focus at the moment is the A Tale Told Twice stories. We've both got ideas in place for the next 2, so probably just get stuck into writing them at the moment, and then once I can put them to the side,
yeah,
I can work on the other stuff. But the likelihood is the thing you'll see from me next will be either A Tale Told Twice story book or my short story collection.
Yeah, awesome.
But Chris will be the one with the next thing coming out, and it's going to be awesome, so you better check it out.
Thank you. Hopefully people like it. There'll be videos up on my YouTube channel and Facebook and stuff. But yeah, feel free to add me on Facebook as well. If you leave a link below, anyone off BookTube or wherever else, feel free to add me. I talk about writing and reading all the time on there. So, and you'll find out about our work through that as well, because I'm going to be pimping Mark's stuff and he always shares my things because that's what we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Feel free to add me as well. I mean, be nice. I might send you like lots of game invites and pictures of like moths.
Oh.
But
that will.
add Chris. It'll be a lot safer for your Facebook account.
Yeah. That's true. I think we've covered most things to do with Birdsnatch and the series, Tale Told Twice, and the release, Tuesday, September 1st.
Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.com, search Birdsnatch, you'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the links will be below. Yeah. If you send us a picture of you with the book, you guarantee your face will be plastered over the internet with it.
Yeah.
So, accept that. Once you send us a photo of yourself, we own your soul.
Oh, yeah. That needs to be made pretty clear. And if you bought the book and you've got a YouTube channel and you want to do a review of it, let us know if you do that, or if you show it in a book haul or any of that stuff. We'd love to watch you showing our book. Yeah, definitely. If you let us know, even if it's just a quick, 2 seconds in a book haul, let us know, because we'd love to share it about and let people know about your channel and stuff. Definitely. We're all for that, building up a community. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to say? I think I've kind of covered most of the things. You? Yeah, I think so. Cool. We'll probably end the chat here then. Yeah. We will probably do this for every release, probably. So if there are any questions you ever want asked on one of these chats, feel free to post on our Facebook, any of the pages, YouTube, message us on this video, anything. Carrier pigeon, stolen ferret. Anything. Yeah. Yeah. Porpoise. Maybe not. Why? It's weird. What you got against porpoises? I don't want to get into the politics of that. Get a phone call from someone now. What are you doing to porpoises? Porpoise. Porpoise. Anyway, I think we should probably end it there. Good way to end it, yeah. Buy the book, give it to an old couple, and when they've read it and they fall over, take it back. Yeah. It's a great gift for your grandparents at Christmas. And it's out just in time, for Christmas as well, which is great for your kids and stuff. So it's brilliant. Give Birdsnatch in a stocking. Disappoint your child. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, guys. Bye.